Happy birthday to Mark Reynolds, right? I like when a guy hits a homer on his birthday.
How about your bullpen effort, especially with Holland coming in after missing a couple of days?
Yeah. They nicked Pat for a run, but you think about it. Here's Cabrera on second with no outs, right? Here comes Cespedes, Bruce, and Granderson. They didn't score. Man on second, no outs. They didn't score. So Pat did a nice job. Hey, hang on. To answer your question about the bullpen, right? Then Otto, ill-advised walk to Reyes, but Lucroy, quick release, DJ, great tag, out at second. Then he punched out the shortstop. Then the Rivera walk, right, or hit by pitch. And then Dunner came in and got Walker. And then Greg did a nice job in the ninth. So, the 7th, 8th, and 9th, the Mets got one run. We'd like to put up no runs. But we like our offense with the ability to come back and score late in the game. So, to your point, the bullpen did a nice job. I like the way Pat bounced back with a man on second and no outs.
And also, I was wondering when you were talking about it, the play by Lucroy there, obviously you get him for a number of reasons, but it's one of the best arms at throwing out runners in baseball.
He's got a quick release. I think the arm is accurate. Again, we talked about it earlier today or yesterday about, where this fella's been the last 4 or 5 years when you rank the catchers, right? So this guy still has, some productivity with us behind the plate.
What can you say about that 5th inning jam that Marquez got out of?
Yeah, that was critical. That was critical. Again, it's about making pitches when you need to. A big strikeout of Cespedes, and he made a good pitch to Bruce, and Bruce squared it up, line drive, but at para. But there comes a time when a pitcher has to make a pitch at a critical moment, and Marquez did tonight, right? And that's a sign of a guy that's developing as a pitcher, and that's a great sign. And you like to see that all the time. It doesn't happen. Today it happened.
Well, he also set him up with the two. Well, actually, I think 3 curveballs.
Yeah.
And then he poured
Yeah.
the fastball.
Yeah, and again, when Cespedes hit the homer earlier in the game, he just didn't quite get the fastball to the location he wanted. It was a little bit up. He would try to run it down and in, by the shin or the knee, but he left it up, and Cespedes homered. Cespedes can get on the fastball. The punch out was elevated in on the hands. Missed a spot, but he got it. It was a spot that it's tough to get to when you're throwing 95 miles an hour.
How about there in the 7th, DJ gets a double, stretching it into a triple. You're looking for aggression at that moment. I know that no one doubled behind him, but what was the thought on that?
On DJ, yeah. There's a, in baseball, there's a rule. You never make the first out at third or the third out at third, right? That was the second out. So revisit his history. If DJ stays at second base, they probably walk Nolan, right? They're not going to pitch to Nolan there. So you can't say that Nolan got a double, DJ would have scored. You can't do that, because I'm sure Terry would have walked Nolan. He wouldn't have had Nolan face Goodell there. So I thought it was a good play. What they did, Cespedes got to the ball. He took it off the wall, made a strong throw to Rosario. Rosario made a strong throw to third base on the bag. A great throw with a great hop to Cabrera. So they executed a nice cutoff and relay. And it was a relatively close play. He was out, but in that situation, getting a guy to third base with one out is what you want. So I'm fine. I'm fine with that. We're pushing it, and that's to the deepest part of the park. The ball's deep in the gap. So if anybody thinks that they would have pitched to Arenado, the guy leading the league in RBIs, they're crazy. They would have walked him, and they would have pitched to Parr and Reynolds.
You've seen a lot of games.
Does that make sense? You get it? Yeah. Okay. I know you do.
You've seen a lot of games, but in your time, 9th inning had to be one of the strangest things.
Yeah. Again, when Jonathan had a good at bat, man. He, aggressive on the first pitch, foul ball. Down 0-2, kept fighting, and Robles tried to throw a ball inside and hit him. You could tell that Robles was a little wobbly, and then we thought that getting a guy in scoring position is what we needed. I knew they were going to walk Charlie, but having a guy in scoring position with DJ, who had 3 hits, and you look at Robles' splits, right-handers give him trouble. He's much better against left-handed hitters. Not that Charlie would have not hit him. I mean, Charlie's a great hitter. But we felt good with the combination of DJ and Nolan, with guys on first and second, with 1 out. And it worked out for us.
A bit chilly out today, tight game. Did it still feel like October?
It felt like a little bit of late April, early May. I've yet to experience an October in Colorado, or have I?
Yes.
In 07? Anyhow, yeah, it was nice. It cooled everybody off. It's been a hot summer.
Buddy, you're talking about the winning rally tonight. Pat Lake, a really nice bunt.
Right.
Continues to play that
Yeah.
role for all it's worth.
Pat. Patrick, I think Pat is, in our view, from the coaching staff and the team, is dependable. I think you sort of know what you're going to get. You ask him to do something, he's going to do it. We've seen him execute, the sacrifice bunt. He has that in his game. I mean, he's an all-around player. So, I mean, that was a big part of, our win. I mean, a lot of times, people in this day and age talk about the, players' inability to get bunts down, but Pat is not one of those fellas.